Hello Autobots and Decepticons, my name is Somungry, and today I'm bringing you the much awaited for Titans Tips and Tricks video. And I was going to wait for further patches from High Moon Studios because they keep changing the weapons around, and I don't think any more are coming, but maybe they will. And I was also thinking about making a possible feedback video for High Moon Studios that we could all leave our comment in. So let me know if you guys think that's a good idea, and I can make a feedback video for both multiplayer, escalation, and possibly maybe even campaign. But let's move on here to the tips and tricks with the Titan. In my opinion, probably the easiest to use, maybe the best overall class in the game. Not my personal favorite, but let's hop right into his weapons. His first weapon, the Energon Harvester, a close-range shotgun that fires a thunder ring. 2-shot burst, inflicting severe damage to the enemy and restoring health to its handler. So basically, if you are close enough to use this shotgun, when you hit them, you will receive Energon or health back at you. So that definitely helps keep you alive. And for this weapon, you can either use Ion Cartridge, which increases the ammo in a clip, the R Infinity Finder, which increases the effective range of the weapon, or Reaper, which increases the amount of health harvested from your enemies. And I definitely would recommend the Reaper because the more health you get back, the better. I don't really see a purpose in using the other one so much because you might as well just use your other gun if you're gonna want a longer range. And I think this is a really good weapon up close. His next weapon, the weapon that allows you to hold down the trigger and make your opponents feel the pain, the X-18 Scrap Maker. This is vastly improved over previous versions. This multi-barrel heavy machine gun employs a Gatling-style spin up before unleashing its fury, formerly used as a prototype for the mighty SOK. And this is a very, very devastating weapon in this game. You could argue that it is the best weapon overall. It does require some aiming, which I like, but it does tear through your opponents quite quickly. The upgrades that you can apply to it are Drop Shot. This decreases the weapon's wind-up time. Ion Cartridge. This increases the amount of ammo within a clip, and there only is one line of a clip, so you can't like reload in the middle of the battle. You start out with just one whole Gatling clip, so that's pretty good, so that'll increase the ammo there. And then Cyber Optics, which increases weapon accuracy. And now this is kind of personal preference on this. I like to use Cyber Optics. It increases your accuracy a little bit, so that helps out definitely. But Drop Shot, the wind-up time, definitely could help you kill your opponents quicker. And having more ammo, if you're not that confident in finding ammo around the map, that might also be a good alternative. But I would definitely recommend Drop Shot or Cyber Optics. His next weapon, the EDK Tech Volt. This unleashes a powerful electro diffraction beam that coils and chains damage to the enemies. It's basically like having the power of Zeus from above. You just shoot lightning out of this gun, and this gun I love. Now with the recent patch, I thought they made this gun way too strong and overpowered, so right now I think this is the overall best gun in this game because simply, you do not have to aim. This latches onto your opponents and it kills them extremely quick, and in my opinion, it has one of the best death animations in the game. I love the Tech Volt, and I definitely recommend the Tech Volt. The damage that it shows on its stats are terribly wrong because you can instantly kill someone with this gun. And the upgrade that I recommend using is the Energo Cell Conductor. This will increase the range of the beam, so then you can hit scientists from above that are flying above you, and it definitely is a devastating upgrade. You could also use Zero G Casing, which increases foot speed while the weapon is firing, or the Ion Cartridge, which increases the amount of ammo within a clip, but I definitely recommend upgrading its range. His next weapon, the Corrosive Slime Cannon. This fires a metal corroding slime projectile. When it explodes, enemies near its impact will be slowed, and for some reason I think this reminds me of the Aliens movies when they spit out their goo and it's acidic, or maybe it's their blood that gets cut, but this thing definitely works. This is a good gun. I love using this thing. It may not be the best on damage, but it will stop your opponents in his tracks or her tracks, and then you have time to switch to your other weapon if you so choose to and finish them off, or just pile on the goo and watch them corrode away. So I definitely recommend using this if you have not tried it out. And for its upgrades, you could use Cosmic Rust Dispenser, which increases the size of the goo explosion, Sonic Blast, which increases the rate of fire, and Corrosion Acceleration, which increases the duration of the slow effect. So I think overall, you could use any of these perks. I think they're all really good. I kind of switch between the Rust Dispenser so that I have a wider range, I don't have to aim as much, and the Corrosion Accelerant, because then I can just, slow them down for longer. And the Sonic Blast is also good because it does have a slow rate of fire, so I mean, this is personal preference for this weapon. Alright, so that covers his weapons. Let's get to his abilities. His first one, the Whirlwind, gives ability to do a whirlwind melee attack. And if you don't know what this is or have not tried this, you are missing out. This is by far the most comical way to die in this game, in my opinion, and probably my favorite ability from the last game, War for Cybertron, and probably this game too, because I think it's funny when I even get killed with this thing, because I like the Whirlwind. It just looks humorous, and it gives you the chance to bring in the pain. And for the upgrades on the Whirlwind, you could use the Energon Absorbers. This decreases the damage taken while whirlwinding. Or you could use Flurry of Blows, which increases movement speed while using the Whirlwind ability. Or you could use the Poke Alpha, which increases damage of Whirlwind ability. Now, I usually switch off between the Poke Alpha and the Energon Absorbers. It's kind of personal preference on this, and I usually Whirlwind at a pretty good time, so I don't really need the speed, so I'd rather have the decrease in damage taken or the increase in Whirlwind. So I guess this is kind of your personal preference on what to use there. His other ability, the Flak Shield, a handheld shield capable of protecting the user from incoming fire. And this is basically just a big shield. It protects your front side, not your back side. And it's kind of comparable to Armor Lock in Halo Reach, in my opinion, if you haven't used it. And I probably will show some gameplay, I hope, in this Titan video that I'm showing right now of the Flak Shield. I don't ever use the Flak Shield, and I'll explain why in a little bit. And I know a lot of people love the Flak Shield, and it can be used very, very good, and you can be very deadly with it, but it's just not my style. But let's get into its upgrades. The Brute Force. This helps the shield absorb more damage. Basher increases foot speed during shield use, and Blast Proof. Shield converts damage into health, and I really have no preference. Like I said, I don't use the shield really at all, so maybe you guys can tell me what you prefer for the Flak Shield. Alright, let's get into some tips and tricks with the Titan. Let's talk about his abilities since I was just on there. And the Flak Shield, the reason I don't use it so much is you gotta be kind of patient with it, and it slows the game down quite a bit. That's the same reason I didn't like Armor Lock. I hate fighting people with the shield on, because it's kind of like, I was just about to kill you, now you're sitting there in a corner with a shield. And it's kind of frustrating that they put that in there. I wish I would have put a different ability in there. Now, the Flak Shield can be used very good in this game. I see a lot of people using the combo of the Flak Shield with the Energon Harvester, because they'll kind of lure their target in, and then they'll switch and harvest their Energon. That works pretty well, but the Flak Shield overall, not my style. And why would you use that when you can bring in the pain with the Whirlwind? That's my question. The Whirlwind is just so fun. I love using that ability. So that is kind of my breakdown on the abilities. More or less just a Whirlwind promotion, I guess. And overall for his weapons, they're all really good. You can pick any of these weapons and be successful, in my opinion. I like to use the Tech Volt. I think it's the best gun in the game. I use that on my primary for a lot. And then I also use the Slime Cannon because I love to slow my targets down. It stops scouts and scientists from getting away, and you can definitely take them down with that Slime Cannon. But the Scrap Maker, that's no joke. That will tear you apart. And the Energon Harvester, very good tool as well if you're fighting up close. So I mean, all his guns are really good, and I feel like once you kind of get accustomed to playing your Titan how you want to, you kind of just stick with that. And I use the Whirlwind, like I'm saying. I don't even have one class set up with the shield. Now you might see me use one just for demonstration purposes in this video, but I use the Whirlwind primarily because it's just so fun, and I just love jumping into a bunch of people. And overall, my strategies for the Titan is try to stay maybe near a scientist so he can heal you, but definitely don't go out of your way to stay near anyone. I feel like with this guy, you can cause the chaos. With your weapons, they are just so beastly. That Tech Volt latches onto multiple people. That Slime Cannon will make people panic. That Energon Harvester gives you the health back. And the Scrap Maker, it's game over. So So I feel like you should be the one jumping into the battles, going crazy, going just ape on everyone, or should I say going T-Rex on everyone. I think that's a better thing to say right now with our current DLC packs. So that kind of wraps up my tips and tricks for the Titans. Oh, his vehicle form. His cannon, you gotta be precise with it. I feel like it takes off a pretty good amount of damage, but I like to blast with it once, try to take off my opponent's shield, and then jump into the battle, on transform, dash forward, and use that tech bolt or whatever else gun I have to try to finish it off. But I don't usually go around in my tank form as much as I did in War for Cybertron in this case. So that pretty much wraps up my tips and tricks on the Titan class. Don't forget to leave your tips and tricks for the Titan in the comments below. And also remember to rate the video. Ratings are awesome. And subscribe for more Transformers. Have a good day, everyone.
How am I supposed to fight like this?